Sup Nation, today let's talk Demon's Souls Remake coming to the PlayStation 5. Hey everyone, so we got some exciting information to cover today regarding the Demon's Souls PlayStation 5 Remake. We now have reason to believe that this may for sure be a PlayStation 5 launch title, which is extremely exciting for the Souls fans, myself included. The reason that this is that we're speculating this now is that we just saw the ESRB in South Korea make an actual rating for the title. They also rated Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is a PlayStation 5 launch title, and we typically see that 3 to 4 months before a game is released is when that ESRB rating tends to come out of South Korea. So this is backed by a lot of history. It's not just all speculation. So VGC released an article on it earlier today, and we're going to read through those details, and then we're also going to talk through the gameplay tweaks that we can see and what we are expecting as we walk into this Demon's Souls PlayStation 5 Remake. So stick around for all that. We're getting started now, and if you haven't had a chance to join Sunbro Nation yet, please hit that subscribe button below. Go ahead and hit the like button if you do enjoy this video, and turn on the bell notification so you keep up to date with all the new news as it releases and as we try to grow Sunbro Nation together. Alright, so let's dive into the details of this Demon's Souls Remake article together and talk through what we're expecting as far as the release timeline now that we know this new information. So again, this is on VGC, a very credible website. PlayStation's remake of Demon's Souls has been rated, leading to speculation it could be released alongside the PlayStation 5 console later this year. The Bluepoint developed remake was rated in South Korea last week, as reported by Gematsu. Other first-party PlayStation titles have typically released between 2 and 3 months after being rated in South Korea. PS5 title Spider-Man Miles Morales was also rated in South Korea and officially scheduled to release alongside the next-gen console at the end of the year. PlayStation has said Demon's Souls Remake will invite players to experience the original brutal challenge completely rebuilt from the ground up and masterfully enhanced with a new fractured mode. The updated 2009 PS3 title, which was the precursor to the Dark Souls games, will allow players to between two different graphic modes, one focused on fidelity and one focused on frame rate. This week, PlayStation's marketing boss called PlayStation 5's upcoming game roster the best lineup that we've ever seen in the history of PlayStation. Eric Lempel made the bold comments in an interview with GamesIndustry.biz in which he suggests there were still launched window games to be revealed. So far, PlayStation has confirmed Spider-Man Miles Morales and Astro's Playroom for the PlayStation 5 launch, as well as third-party titles such as Bugsnax and Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Beyond that, it's revealed new installments of Gran Turismo, Ratchet & Clank, a remake of Demon's Souls, and a Horizon Dawn sequel. The content that will be in the launch window and beyond is incredibly exciting, Lempel told GI. I would say that this is the best lineup we've ever seen in the history of PlayStation, between our worldwide studios and our partners from all different publishers around the world. We've revealed some of the content, and naturally there will be more to come, but the way the developers engage with this platform and create these new experiences with known IP as well as unknown IP is incredibly exciting. So I don't know about you guys, but I definitely treat the ESRB as a credible source when it comes to this kind of stuff. We typically see them finish their rating of a game 2 to 3 months before it's released. Obviously, the game needs to be in completion or nearing completion whenever they're doing something like a rating system, and typically South Korea is the one that leaks this information out. So I think it lines up perfectly. It makes total sense to have Demon's Souls Remake as a PlayStation 5 launch title. It has such a hardcore following and fan base at this point that I think Sony would absolutely want to launch this with side and side with the PlayStation 5, so it's credible to me. And then you even have their PR guy talking about this being the best possible launch lineup that PlayStation's ever had so far, and obviously that's kind of their job to go ahead and get you pumped about the console, but I don't think that he would be going on record saying that if they didn't at least have a few more great titles to announce and to show us, and I personally believe that Demon's Souls Remake is one of those. Now with that, I want to transition into some gameplay discussion about some of the changes that we're expecting to see with this new release when it launches. So the first thing I want to talk about, and what's most obvious when you watch the trailer for this game, for the remake, is that Bluepoint has definitely went to the next level when it comes in terms of graphical textures and the graphics fidelity of this game. So much so that even with a brand new console like PlayStation 5, which we know to be a powerhouse console, it's still something where you have to choose between your 30 frames per second with the higher graphics textures or your 60 frames per second with a little bit lower graphical textures. Now, I would love to see some actual side-by-side comparison comparisons of what it looks like in each mode. I don't know how drastic of a swing we're really talking here. Maybe it comes down to more of a resolution conversation instead of the actual texture quality. It could be something where, you know, at 60 frames per second, we're running the game in like a 1440p natively, and then if you want to go up all the way up to 4K, then that's when you have to turn in and go ahead and downgrade your frame rate to 30 frames per second. But that's one question I would love to ask you guys, is what's more important to you? So leave me a comment down below and let me know, are you planning on playing this game in 60 frames per second in a lower resolution, or are you planning on playing it in the full scale resolution, but then go ahead and have that 30 frames per second? I'm personally all about gameplay first, so I really hope that the textures still look great. I'm sure they will, but I hope that it still looks absolutely mind-blowing when we're running it at 60 frames per second, because I fully plan on doing the performance mode over the graphical qualities, especially in a game like Souls, where every single second can mean life or death. And so the more frames the better for me. I just always want it to look smooth and run smooth before anything else. I do love that they slowed down and did such amazing graphics that we're even having to choose that in this game, but for me it's always going to come back to the frame rate choice. The next thing a bunch of fans are talking about and speculating about is, are we going to see new content in this remake? So there's one thing specifically that's a hot topic around this, and it's the broken archstone that's actually in the original Demon's Souls. It's the land of the giants, and hackers have actually gone through that game's code and proven that this was a part of the project for From Software when they were originally working on this title, but it did get cut out, and whether that was just due to, you know, lack of development time, we don't know. But in the Nexus there is a broken archstone that you don't have the access to go into, and it's in that snow-covered area. Now, we did see the snow-covered mountain in the beginning of the Demon's Souls remake trailer, which has led a lot of people to believe that this is coming in this game. However, that snow mountain is in the original trailer as well, so that doesn't necessarily confirm it by any means, but it is exciting to see the fans really want this lost or cut content to come back, and I'm definitely in that camp. If we get just one new area to go through that was meant to be in the original Demon's Souls that wasn't, you know, quite pulled off, I think I would absolutely love it. It's just a new bonus. Even if they want to do DLC for this game and add it in, I think it would be incredible. But then you do have the conversation of, if they go that route, now we have Bluepoint, who is really just typically remastering existing games and not historically changing the fundamentals of those games. Now you have them actually creating a new area that was never finished from Software. So that remains to be seen on what we're going to expect in terms of added content. But if we do get that extra archstone, I just think it's going to be icing on the cake for all of us Souls fans. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope that we see that added into this game. The next talking point I would love to know your guys' opinion on is, do you think we're going to see anything in the terms of content adjustment? And what I mean by that is, if you talk through to any, you know, Souls fans who have had the opportunity to play through Demon's Souls in its entirety, they'll tell you it's most likely one of the hardest, if not the hardest, Souls game. And a lot of the reason behind that is not necessarily just the difficulty enemy and boss, or the difficulty of the enemies and the bosses and things like that, but it's actually the fact that there are so few bonfires in this game. It's literally like you start a level and you have to complete the entire level without a bonfire. What you do have access to is shortcuts, but those shortcuts are few and far between. So it's not so much of a style like, I think by the time we saw Dark Souls 3 released, we're pretty accustomed to seeing bonfires along the way to help us have a recharge point, and even maybe less shortcuts to get back to existing bonfires was kind of the direction they started to go. So it did, you know, pull off some of the punishment from dying. My personal run through on the original Demon's Souls, I've lost, you know, 30, 45 minutes, an hour maybe even of gameplay by dying without reaching the next shortcut or the next bonfire. And a lot of the reason is that even though the shortcuts are there, you might miss it because it's pretty well hidden, and then next thing you know, you're right near a boss fight and you're not prepared for it at all. So it was definitely one of the more controversial things when it comes to Demon's Souls. So I don't necessarily think we're going to see them change it at that level. I think it would actually rub fans the wrong way if they do that. So my personal prediction is that Bluepoint leaves it the way it is and how it was in the original release. But I would love to know your guys' thoughts. Do you think we'll see them add in more checkpoints to maybe just kind of ease off of some of the hardcore difficulty that some of the fans didn't like of the original Demon's Souls? So love to get that conversation started. Leave a comment down below. Thanks so much for sticking around to the end of the video, everybody. I do appreciate it. If you did enjoy this video and you haven't done it already, please hit that like button and subscribe to Sunbro Nation to join the nation today, and turn on the bell notification icon so you're kept up to date with all the newest news as it's released. I will continue to do videos on Demon's Souls Remake as we get closer to its release, and then especially Elden Ring when we hopefully hear some kind of news on that. I know every Souls fan, including myself, is extremely hungry for that information, so keep it tuned in here and I'll make sure to keep you guys informed. And then lastly, I would just love to know in the comments below what you guys are most excited about in terms of this Demon's Souls PS5 remake. So what are you expecting it to release? Do you think that this ESRB leak is something that's credible? Do you think it's just, you know, odd timing and then maybe it's not going to release in the PlayStation 5 launch window? I would love to get that conversation started, but I do think now that we have this leak and that we have that information out there, that we can expect Demon's Souls Remake to be the fourth quarter holiday title for the Souls series. I don't think they're going to release Elden Ring in the same window, so we're probably talking at least spring 2021, if not fall 2021 for Elden Ring. But let me know your guys' thoughts also below. And then that's going to be it for me, guys. I'm going to end the video here. You all have a great day. Sunbro Nation, out.